So in case you're having a hard time with this virtual earthquake thing, here it is, right? So you're here. The main thing is to just read the directions as you're going through. It tells you what to do the whole way. So you start here. This is your goal at the end. You're going to get a certificate with your name on it with a little data table underneath it. Click on execute the virtual earthquake. Read this, although you already know about this. Seismic waves, P waves and S wave, we've talked about them. Here's our little seismogram that you're going to use. P wave arrival time, S wave arrival time, and then that's the amplitude. Things you already know, okay? Tells you how to locate it. So an important thing is this. We know how fast the P wave is. We know the S wave is about half as fast. So think about this. If Pamela is racing Sarah, Pamela's twice as fast as Sarah, and you're watching them at the finish line, and Pam arrives just barely ahead of Sarah, you know that they didn't go too far because Pam's twice as fast as Sarah. If they arrived very far apart, then you know that they ran further to make that distance greater. Same thing with the P wave and the S wave. So the farther apart they are on the seismogram, the farther away the earthquake happened, because it takes longer for them both to get to you. So they have more time for the P wave to get farther ahead of the S wave. If they're really close, it would be, if they're really close together, then the earthquake happened pretty close, pretty nearby. Okay? And so that just tells you how far away the earthquake is from your particular location. That's all right in here. Just read that. So you pick whichever one you want. Let's go Mexico. Submit that. Everybody gets a different earthquake. Everybody has different numbers. Okay? Measuring the SP interval. Super easy. Read that. You just start the P wave. They've always got the P wave set at 0. So wherever the S wave starts, 36 seconds. 10, 20, 36. That's the SP interval for that one location. Okay? So let's look at the seismograms. They show you the seismograms. So here, there's the P wave at 0. Here's the S wave. Let's say on this one, I'm going to go with 65. Okay? So you're going to look at these real close and you're going to measure them just to get, for the sake of getting through this, I'm just going to put some numbers in. You will look real close on each one. Then you convert the SP interval, right? Here's what this shows you. There's the speed of the S wave, speed of the P wave. Together, there's the SP interval. That's all we need to worry about. Read that. So here's our SP interval, and this gives us the SP interval for the 3 stations that you just calculated the SP interval for on the screen before. So we'd say 65 seconds, then we come over to this graph, just like every graph you've ever used in your life. 65, read straight across till you hit that line. Let's go down to what, almost 640. Let's say 638. Love it. And same thing. I don't have realistic numbers here, so let's just go 100, 100. Find the epicenter. So obviously mine's going to be a mistake because my numbers, I didn't take the time to do it right. So you're going to have a circle around each one. You have to take 3 to triangulate, okay? So what I would have to do here is remeasure the SP interval because I'm not going to get the solution. So you take your time on each one. You have 3 circles. If you're perfect, they will all intersect in the exact same place. That's what triangulation is. And that's the location of the earthquake, okay? So after you've done that, then you compute the Richter magnitude. Mine's not going to work out here, but again, read that about magnitude so you understand what you're doing here. The maximum amplitude of the S wave, just the same exact amplitude that we've been talking about for weeks now, from the 0 up to the top. So that looks like we'd go with, that's just explaining it. Then you go to the next page here. It's going to be on a page like this, or it's going to be on a little scale like that. And so you'll look at each one again, and you'll measure the amplitude of the S wave. So that's real tiny there. Be something like 20, right? That's also a tiny one. Whoops. 50. And So again, when you take your time on them, they're going to all intersect. They're actually going to look more like this here. Okay. This is a different one. See, there's the one I was just speeding through. Here's one that I kind of had worked up earlier. They'll all intersect. Oh yeah, right here. They're all going to intersect at one area. You can hardly see that one little line there. And then you just pick the location that they intersect in. And we'll just throw in a 6.6. Confirm the magnitude. Great job, right? So here's where you put in your name, okay? And then click your get certificate, and you'll get your little certificate out of there. And that's what you will screenshot and post into It's Learning to get credit for this, okay? Main thing, if you're confused, just read through it. It literally tells you what to do from one step to the next, all right?